All right, I'm just gonna kill that timer early. I don't think it really, matters at that point if I'm entirely precise. If I'm quicker than the timer, I'm fairly certain that the audio is not complete garbage tonight. So, since I was last on here, which was admittedly just yesterday, I've done a few more things with this. So, I need to update some files. I was getting some weird behavior on my laptop earlier today with it. So, it was contrary to what I was experiencing last night. So I want to test it and see if it behaves the same way here. If it doesn't, it actually creates more questions than it answers, which is kind of how that kind of stuff tends to go. And not really ideal, but at least it'll put me on a general path to trying to troubleshoot it, because at least then I can assume that it's an environment issue and not a code issue. It was happening on a MacBook too, of all things. So there's added bonus of weirdness in that particular situation. Yes, go ahead and overwrite that stuff. That'd be great. Let's see. Oh, pop-ups while I'm trying to type. Always helpful. Go ahead and push that to the chat here. And that is still kind of finishing up. Ah, geez. Yes, I know. I mean, ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter if I replace those particular files because they're going to run the same command on the server. I should probably look into precisely which files those are and excluding them from the sync since it's going to regenerate them itself anyway. Would probably be ideal. Let's see. And okay, it finished that command. So let's update the stuff that's on the server. Okay. So I think I've changed I've definitely changed the table since last night. So I need to run a fresh migration, set the database back up. And then that's going to be PHP artisan seed DB. There, that's a little more comfortable. What? Oh, I typed that command backwards. It's been a long day. Crud. Mother. It's a little bit rage-inducing. Okay. Just a little rage-inducing. Not extremely. Just a little rage-inducing. Oh, you just popped in, I guess. Hey, thanks for paying a visit. I hope I didn't miss that message by much. No, okay. You just messaged. Timestamp on there. I was distracted by myself because I kept mistyping things. I'm really hoping that this audio isn't garbage like it was last night. So, do you want me to try to explain what I'm doing, or do you want to just kind of hang out and watch and listen to me mumble to myself? Because I can go either way on that. So I am, and this part might have at least been evident from the Blue Sky post, but I'm building a website that's going to be for the indie game studio that I'm in the process of trying to assemble. And instead of using like your standard website builders like a WordPress or something like that, one, because there's a lot of drama in that community right now. And also just because I wanted kind of a new challenge, and I've been working with some new tools during my day job. I'm basically building the entire system from scratch. So normally, if I wanted to build, or in the past, if I wanted to build a website that had a blog or a forum or any kind of like content that would change on a regular basis, I would have probably just downloaded like WordPress, and I would have customized what the site looked like because I'm a web designer, but I wouldn't have built all of the back-end framework that handles all that. In this case, I'm using a handful of tools to basically build all of that from scratch. And so like right now, really the only thing I didn't build from scratch on this is some of the basic framework and the login. But like right now, I have it where you can't post anything yet. Like if I click on these don't go anywhere. In fact, it'll give us an error like this because none of the other pages are done for this. But this is like the basic structure of what the landing page of a forum might look like. And then let's see here. I've got a backend for the web page where you would come in here, and once it's all working correctly, you would be able to manage categories and threads and perform moderation and that kind of thing. And so the idea being that eventually, once all this looks correct, because it won't, I know right now it's probably very searing on the eyes. It's very white by default. And I do apologize that I'll probably be flashbanging you as I jump between my usual dark mode stuff and this awfulness. I'm already doing it to myself, but it'll be a stylized website and everything that is going to serve multiple purposes. It's also going to be how we get support tickets once the game eventually releases, but then also we're working on an in-house tool for project management, like keeping track of what people are doing on a project. And we're planning to make that open source, and so that would probably be where we receive like questions and support information on that as well. We're also, because forums are a little bit kind of past the time nowadays, we are going to have, and in fact already do have a Discord set up. But for those of us oldies that like a forum structure, there'll be a forum component. I thought about trying to make it actually connect to the Discord server, because you can have threads and stuff in a Discord server, a community server. But I'm not sure how practical that would be in any way. And it probably wouldn't make it super usable for the public, because this would be something that like someone could come into. They would have to have an account to post here, but they could read other people's issues and potentially get an answer to a problem they were having without having to necessarily have an account. This would be like right now I have to be logged in to view this page, but that's because it's not finished. If I try to come to this, and we'll just do an incognito window. Oh no, I fixed that. I fixed that problem. So before, when I was coming in here, this would actually present an error, but I did make it where you can see it publicly now. And when I say publicly, I don't have to be logged in. This actually is not on the internet. This is only accessible from my house. So what you're seeing here is code. This is a program called PHP Storm. It's one of about 1 million different programs that you could use to do development work, but this one is very focused on the language of PHP and working well with PHP. And so this is like this particular page is about the code that helps you go into that admin page and create categories. In fact, one of the things I was about to verify, I had a problem. I'd worked on this some yesterday during the stream that was messed up, and some during the day today. And I got kind of this far along with it where you could start modifying things, but I was running into a bug, and I'm hoping that it was maybe just a problem with my laptop, because if I would try to create a new one, I would get an error as soon as... Okay. So on the one hand, this is great because this worked. On the other hand, it means that something weird about my laptop environment. That's the problem, because I'm not, when I'm using my laptop, I'm not connected to this because I'm not here at the house. So that's a thing. I got to figure out why that's it created it. So now what should be the case is if I come out here, you won't see it yet, but if I refresh, we now have another category here. It's another subcategory. And theoretically, you could do this infinitely. You could have like an infinite number of these, and then you would have the individual conversations that threads that people would create inside here. So I guess the good news is what I thought was a broken system is only broken on one of my computers, which actually creates more questions than it answers. Unfortunately, I now have more things I'm unsure of as far as how to fix that on the computer, since now I don't know what the problem is. I was kind of hoping it was going to do it simply because then I could reproduce the problem somewhere else. So, but I'm going to set that particular piece of code aside because if it's not broken here, I can't exactly test to fix it. And so the next thing I need to do is I need to resolve, well, actually first, I need to come into my farm system. Let's see. Thread creation. Posts and replies. Oops. Okay, so we've technically got that part. So we need to deal with this guy. Because right now, when we try to go into one of these. So the problem yesterday was, and let's see, I'll show you on voice meter here. Oh, well, can't because that's actually on a different computer. I can show you on my other voice meter. So I have a 2 PC setup, so it's a bit complicated. So basically, I have 2 audio sources, and you'll actually see both of them here because from this computer, they're both outgoing. This one here on hardware input 5 that has the orange fader gain on it is a physical cable that's running out of the back of my Go XLR mixer that's sitting here on my desk. And that is running into a audio sound card in the capture PC, the broadcast PC. But then in the past, I had a problem with that. So I had been doing a thing called VBAN, which basically was I was using this program on this computer to send the audio over the network, over the internet, basically over my local connection, to my broadcast PC to the same program. So it was receiving the audio wirelessly. And that worked a lot better for some reason. And so what this was a copy of this audio, but digital. It was just going over the network. It was broadcasting to the other computer. a while back when I was doing a Path of Exile stream, I think it was before you and I played together, I had an issue where the internet, for some reason, on this main computer, the one I actually do everything from, randomly died. I was working on some stuff. I was actually about to end stream, and the internet on this computer died, which is weird. It's not Wi-Fi or anything. It was like the drivers on the network card just stopped working. Thankfully, it didn't kill the stream because it's running on this other computer. But what it did do, because the network went down on here, it stopped sending audio. And so for the last 15 minutes of that particular stream, I was muted. And I didn't realize it. It didn't really matter. I don't think there was anybody in the stream at the time. I was about to wrap up. I ended stream, and that was when I realized that, that makes sense. If you're sending your audio over the network and the internet goes out on one of the computers, the audio no longer sends, even if the stream doesn't go down. So I went back to using the physical connection and sending the audio hardwired. So now, if this computer that I'm working on right now, that I'm writing all my code and stuff on right now, were to crash, my stream would not go down. Well, the downside was when I was setting all that up, I have on that other computer basically a copy of this that looks almost the same. And I have 4 and 5 are these same kind of 2 channels. I accidentally left them both on. So I had the stream mix coming from input 5, as well as the stream mix coming from the input 4, both going into the stream yesterday, which, because there's a slight delay, made it basically sound echoey. And it would probably be one thing if my voice was the echoey thing. It'd be annoying, but it'd be one thing. Unfortunately, it also meant that the music was echoey. So it was like the entire 3-hour stream sounded like you were in a cave. And I didn't realize it until I got done. And out of the 1 or 2 messages that popped into the chat, nobody bothered to say that the audio was terrible. I'm assuming it just was awful and they left. Rather than saying, hey, what's wrong with your audio? So I kind of felt like I had to redeem myself a little bit on that front, because it was sort of a silly mistake. It's also the consequences of my setup being kind of complicated, because it's hard for me to guarantee that no little tiny thing couldn't go wrong. But I think it's fine now. At the very least, since I'm using the physical connection, if something happens, my stream doesn't go down, and I can still talk and tell people what's happening. Because that would have been the larger problem, is for me to not have audio, but the stream still be up, I might not initially realize that they can't hear me, and I might not be able to explain what the problem is. Yeah, you've had some recent issues with sound as well. You also, during that same stream, I had a problem where my game audio was muted for the first 15, 20 minutes. So, but that was just a matter of physical. I have a physical button on my mixer that is for each. Actually, I can show you exactly what it looks like. I don't even have to try to explain it. I have a digital version of it right here. So basically, I have this exact thing sitting on my desk over here to my side. It's right here. And so I have these little sliders. And in fact, if I were to move one of these, or even reach over here and move one here, which I'll do right now, you'll see it moves here in the program. The good news is that I can quickly mute something like my microphone, and then I can unmute it just like that. It's expensive, so don't get excited. They're not cheap. It also lets me, if you remember, I was doing things like my swear button. Well, my swear button is this. It's on here. Well, I guess it's not lighting up on the screen, but it's right here on this little side here. I also have the ability to like temporarily mute my microphone for like a cough or a sneeze. With this, I can do the different voice effects. I could technically sample audio to this thing. And so I can control the music on a dime too. I can hit this and the music will completely stop. Like it's still playing for me though. I can hear it right now. And then I can kick it back in. So when we were playing Path of Exile the other day, because I always start off, and in fact, right now especially, I keep my system audio muted because there's not really going to be any necessary sound that comes out of me writing code. The computer's going to make occasional noises or whatever, and if Discord starts bleeping and blooping from notifications, I don't need that going through to stream. So I usually keep that muted if there's no real reason to have it active. So you and I started playing, and I forgot to unmute that. That was also the same situation with Discord, where you couldn't hear me. I had actually not been on a Discord call from this computer since I got this mixer. And this one is set up for voice chat. And in my mind, I thought, oh, that mutes Discord audio so that like I can stop my voice chat from going through to the stream. In case, people on the voice server are saying stuff that I don't want on the stream, or I'm stepping away. I don't want a bunch of audio just going through and I'm muting myself anyway. It turns out, at least as of the way it's currently configured, it does that, but it also mutes me to Discord. It like mutes all of it, as far as I can tell. So I'm not 100% sure on why that's the case. But that's kind of why my sound setup gets a little crazy, is because I have physical hardware sitting here on my desk. The thing's about, well, I guess you don't really have a good size comparison, but it's like the size of my head. It's a thing that sits over on the desk here. I don't have a good way of moving this camera because it's like on a tripod kind of thing. But yeah, so this is basically what runs a lot of my audio. It does let you do cool things. Like I could, let's see. I've got to remember how to do it. Now it's sort of a matter of remembering. Let's see, the sampler is this guy. I think to sample it is. Which button are you? Is it? I press the button and do that. I don't remember how to actually get. Okay, so I think I have to do that. And yeah, I have to hold it down, I think. So let me delete that. So if I hold this button down and then I talk into it, it's going to record it. And now the next time I hit that button, it should play that audio back and you should hear it, even though I'm not talking. So if I hold this button down and then I talk into it, it's going to record it. I think the downside to that is I don't hear it, so I'm not actually sure if it's doing what it's supposed to. So if I hold this button down and then I talk into it, it's going to record it. So if I hold this button down and then I talk into it, it's going to record it. Is it doing what it's supposed to? I can't tell. I guess I kind of need it to play that audio back to me, don't I? I thought I had it set up to do that. Oh, did it work? Okay, cool. It's supposed to be playing it back to me. I don't know why it is. I could turn on the feedback thing and I would actually hear it myself. If I turn, what is it? This one? It will do that. Let's see. I think it's, where is it? Is it this guy? And then I have monitor goes back to bus B2. So if I turn on bus B2, then I should hear it. I should hear it back in on my side here. Let me move that off the screen here. This guy, show, he's over here. And then VBAN. Oh, I gotta turn this thing back on then. I never saved that setting. It's probably the problem. Do that, and then I can have it come into virtual 3. Turn that on. Oh God, now I'm loud. Yeah. Save that. That's going to be this guy. And then save this guy. Yes. Okay. So let me turn this down a bit because talking over your stuff is difficult. Okay. So now I can hear it. Let me clear that. Yeah, so when you have one of these, I could potentially do something really obnoxious if we were like a voice chat or something. I could have it go, yes. 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 Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes. I can just sit there and spam it, and it'll just play it over and over again. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes. Speaking of spam, Nightbot's a little overzealous. I may need to tone it down. Yeah. And actually, and this is going to probably just make you hate this idea, technically, that can record the Discord audio. So theoretically, I could loop someone else. But because of the way it works, I have to know it's going to happen because I have to hold the button down to record it. So I have to be like prepared. I'd have to bait them into saying something. But then I could play their own audio back at them. I mean, it has the potential to be very funny. All right. I don't need to listen to my own voice anymore. That was getting old really fast. But that's just one of the less necessary toys I've ended up with for this kind of stuff. I've been using this audio program for a long time. This is actually, I'm using a paid version of it, but you can pay like one time and then use it forever, basically. It's called Voice Meter. And so you can create like digital inputs on your computer so you can mix the audio. And it's what lets me like keep the music separate from, like, because the music you're hearing, it's not from like a Spotify station, but it's just playing through Spotify. Like, I just have a playlist here in Spotify. And so it's playing to this channel, which I then have running via this output onto the physical output that's going to the Go XLR. I'll be honest, it took me a while to get used to it. I did really simple stuff with it for a long time. And it took playing with it over the course of years to kind of figure it out. If you wanted it to be separate from the Twitch VOD, you would probably need to do that in OBS. So and since I run the stream on a separate computer, I don't know that I have a great way to show you. There are ways to change the audio outputs, and so you could theoretically have one audio channel. If you were streaming especially, you could theoretically have audio going to your local recording, but not to your stream. Now, unfortunately, if you were streaming it to Twitch, it's going to be in the Twitch VOD. But if it was going to be a case where, let's say, you uploaded the VODs manually from your computer after the fact using a local recording, then you could have the audio clipped out of that. I didn't notice that it was going to do that. The chat on the screen technically has both the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat in it. So Streamlabs is talking to both Twitch chat and the YouTube chat, which, I mean, there's nobody in the YouTube chat that I'm aware of. But it means that it's showing up more than once on the chat on the screen there. Well, I mean, I've got it set up to multi-stream because, like I told you before, this same thing you're seeing here is going to YouTube right now. I don't really pull any views during stream generally on YouTube. I don't. Let's see. Can I even tell right now? I have, you know what, its dashboard doesn't really, it doesn't show the active stream presently. I can go to my stream manually, make sure my system audio is muted. I don't want to start looping audio. Oh God, I can hear myself. It actually doesn't show me on here. Well, it says one watching, but that's literally me probably because I just opened it. So, like, not to cause a loop, but this is the YouTube feed right here. And that mostly just saves me the trouble of having to upload it. Keeps it in both places. And because the audio or the music that I play during non-gaming sections is able to be used without having to worry about like copyright strikes and stuff, I don't worry about having it edited and everything beforehand so much. I guess if something happened, I would just go switch it to private until I could clip out whatever happened. Like, you know, if somebody sent some kind of horrible message that ended up on screen or something. If I was doing TTS or something in the future. But as of right now, it can kind of just go straight up because I'm playing music from Heartbound, which is Pirate Software's game. And if you buy the soundtrack on Steam, he'll let you, as long as you're not using it for advertising, he'll let you play it, all of it, on streams and YouTube videos as much as you want without royalties or anything. Just provided you're not using it to advertise something or reselling it or something. So, there's certainly other sources for like ambient music, and it definitely means that I listen to the same, like, it does have like 100 tracks in it, but it means I'm listening to like the same 100 tracks over and over again when I'm on stream, which has its downsides. But I mean, even he uses it for his like stream music for like when he's just chatting and stuff. So it's not the end of the world. There are other sources that I've used for like royalty-free music over the years. But the problem I found with like searching for that kind of stuff is it's hard to be certain because you may not actually be hearing from the creator themselves or the license holder themselves that you're able to use it, or what the licensing terms are of using it. So the fact that he does that is, I was just noticing that where Nightbot had trimmed your message there. I'm gonna, let's see. You know what? Not that you want the responsibility, and not that we need it one because you're in here, but just because Nightbot's overzealous, I'm gonna mod you, and then it should leave you alone. So, not that we need a moderator in here right now, and not that you probably want that level of power or responsibility. It's too late, I already did it. I did it as I was thinking about it. So, it's that good old ADHD brain in action. All right. Now, we've managed to get me completely off. You can test the theory of spamming more emotes. I mean, you could. I actually don't know if Nightbot will leave you alone. Streamlabs bot should, because I think I just limited emotes away from like standard. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have stopped you on 4. So I haven't looked at Nightbot's settings, to be honest, in a minute. What is Nightbot currently set for? Why is the screen so bright there, Nightbot? What you dealing with that? Excess emotes. Yeah, in fact, exempt user level is moderator. I'm pretty sure I put Streamlabs on subscriber, so I'm just going to put that on subscriber. It doesn't really need to be a moderator. Those are probably all old settings. I used Nightbot forever ago, so most of what I've done with Nightbot is probably all old settings. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are kind of separate from what I had done. Yeah, my rules were a lot more stringent on Nightbot than they were on Streamlabs. That was going to end up being problematic at some point. But I think I fixed that now. Seribot, I've heard people mention it recently. Other than that, I don't think it was around when I was active before. I will Google it now. By Seri codes. notes. Okay. I'll keep that one in mind. Right now, I mean, I kind of just have Nightbot active because he was already active. Since I'm paying for Streamlabs for the uh, higher quality restreaming feature, I have access to their bot. So I don't think I need a million bots. It's not like I have an extremely active community. So probably will leave it alone for now. If it becomes necessary, then I think I have larger problems, to be honest. All right. Now, there was something I was doing. Yes, the actual task at hand. The front end views for the categories. I need. This. That's going to be this guy. Categories. And probably need to check on, where is it here? All right. I'll probably be going for a couple more hours. So if you're interested in hanging around still, I will probably still be here. Let's see. Have fun with your errand. Let's see. This is going to be show ID category with threads, find or fail. We actually probably need to change this. And then This probably needs to be with children and threads. We can also do okay, so what happens if I do this one? Yeah, so this shows the same thing, which is good. This is what I wanted. It's technically the same as the regular forum, but here's where it's failing for view. So probably, oh, Spotify, why are you over here? Because I moved you over here. Go back over there. So, okay, I see the problem. The problem um hmm. Let's see, we probably need to alter that. Let's do let's see. Because what it's doing, I could technically resolve it by because it's looking for categories, not category. But I wonder if I change this and make this return the categories index, which it doesn't need that prefix for. If I change that, will that work? Oops, not what I wanted to do. I didn't think I needed to do this, but okay. I thought that was the whole point of this nonsense. Okay, so since that sends then on the forum, where are you? Oh, no, up here. I was looking at the database, so I need this guy. So, yeah, we're just going to minimize you because you're just here temporarily. This guy. So technically, section form content. Section form content. So technically, if do this, I think that's all I have to do. We'll find out. Okay. Admittedly, not what I expected, but it did technically work. That's funny. I didn't really intend for this to be in quadrants like this. This looks more like what I would do on a knowledge base. Oh, gracious. Oh, gracious. Okay, that was weird. The internet temporarily died on this main computer. And I don't 100% know why. At least I assume it's temporary. I haven't ruled out the situation just yet. Because Spotify has stopped, but that's technically a local playlist. It says I have internet access. Okay. Spotify resumed playing. Um, I don't actually know what happened with that. Can I go to Google? Okay. That was strange. I don't know what the cause of it is. A little confused by it. As far as I can tell, it didn't take anything down. Doesn't honestly seem to have even affected my bit rate. So don't for the life of me know what the problem was. And it's also weird because that seems to have only happened to me during streams. If I were a paranoid man, I would say it was related, which I'm not, no matter what anybody's been saying about me. I don't know. It's strange. There's no obvious cause for it. And as far as I can tell, it didn't, like, it temporarily interrupted the audio on the capture PC, but that's easily resolved. That's not really a huge problem. That was actually more because it interrupted the audio driver since it killed an audio source. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that could be. It seems like it's something local to this computer, so that makes it all the weirder. I Let's see. I'm going to check out Event Viewer and see if I can find what happened. I mean, Bonjour was crashing. Parachute. No, that's related to UPS. Nick. Disconnected from port. Reset by TX hang. That could have been it right there. Interesting. Can I copy this message? Yeah, let's see. So it could be something with the killer network services, which I don't even actively use. I don't want that all over the internet. Services. All right, this could kill. This could kill things. We shall find out. All right, we're gonna see what happens. Brace yourselves. Okay. Quit that. I'm gonna switch my display back. That's probably going to. Actually, surprisingly not. Let me do something here. Okay, that seems to all be back again. All right, so with those shenanigans out of the way, can I disable? We are just gonna kill all of this since it's probably the problem. Just disable all of it. It's been problematic pretty much the entire time I've had it, but it hasn't caused problems in a while. So my guess is something with the most recent Windows update has broken it. So we're just gonna get rid of all of those. Now it should not be capable of restarting itself. And we'll see if that ends up being the fix. I kind of suspect that it could still have problems, but we'll stay positive about it. All right. Now, to what I was doing before everything went awful and horrible. So we're going to move that to that file. Which means we just have to plan on the content being brought in by whatever file is loaded in the view. So, so I think I'm going to have to do that. And then this might end up looking weird on this one because I haven't actually looked at what this one looks like. Can't you just format? Yes. Format. So once that uploads, okay, it kind of did what I wanted. There's a lot of that going around. Cool. Yeah. The formatting's awful. Oh, I don't have slugs for the post for forum threads. That's easy enough. That is easy enough to fix. Where's my migration? Oh, I will need the model. For the thread. And I will need database. There you are. Migrations. Thread stable. We can just do slug as a copy paste. It is supposed to be showing the badges on this thing. Why does it not? There doesn't appear to be a save button, though, when I do it this way. That's obnoxious. Chat box. Yeah, all the badges should show for that. That is so weird. I don't know, to be honest. Okay. Oh, it's waiting on me. Okay. Now, this is, we don't really need to do that because it's going to need to refresh. Curses. Okay, so my thread controller, I need to make sure that created by and stuff get set. I see. Because I didn't put this on threads. But also, yeah, we need to go into the thread controller. That's going to be, where's HTTP? Controllers. Thread controller. Under store. Create. I mean, technically, by allowing that to be nullable, that would allow that to proceed, but I don't actually want to do that on something that other users would be creating. But for now, we can just migrate it with those just to test. think it's safe to say that that didn't solve my problem because the internet just reset itself again. Yeah, you're gonna Ethernet controller reset by TXN. Why? Why? Huh. Is any of that still running? And it also says it's stopped. Hmm. I hate this song. I should just take it out of there. It becomes annoying real fast. Still curious why that hasn't happened to me outside of when streaming. I find it very strange. I was running that command, but I don't know if it finished before everything went to hell. Very strange. I don't have an answer for it. Almost had it. What did I end up calling that? I might have called it something else. that still has to be fixed, but we'll deal with that in a second. Okay, cool. So this is not like out of whack. Technically, you have 0 replies. Technically. There's only 1 post. So I disagree. But I did write that, so. So it's this guy that's being problematic because show posts author and then probably children, I believe. And you know what? This is not the right thing. I need the posts controller, I bet, for that. Right? That's what it's complaining about. Show blade. First post. Which should mean that it is looking in the, it's expecting to find that in the post controller. This guy. Oh, I don't have a show for this guy. Mm, Got something in my eye. I got an eyelash or something in my eye. Ugh. It's unpleasant. Oh god, it's still in there. Okay. So I closed the thread model, but I probably shouldn't have because I need to reopen it. Empty can trying to escape. I need to make sure I throw that away later. S1, scope recent, scope ordered. If I get last post, oh, do I not have a first post? Why do I not have a first post? Wait. It's right there. I could have swore I just scrolled through looking for it and did not see it. That was ridiculous. What if it's not getting set? Right? Because, like, this would be the posts table. There's our post. Those are null. Okay. So when it's storing, we can go ahead and do that for now. I do need to fix it, but that at least makes this red. Out of curiosity. Okay, so we do need to get it to exclude itself from that, which is a totally different issue, I suppose. Readers, posts, tags, scope 2. I guess we need to do this in the controller. Make sure that it sets that. Controllers. Thread controller. Create. Post. That should work. It's going to simplify that. Yeah. Okay, it did not set that. This needs Can you do a um Ugh, flashbanged myself and probably anyone watching. Good old Stacker Overflow, just absolutely flashbanging everybody. I mean, I could do it with a... That's true. It's not empty. So let's do... I'm more new to Blade. I was specifically trying to figure out if there was an easy way to do an if loop. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building a forum and for a community site, and I have this right now that's handling posts on the forum thread. Well, there's a bot. So hang on, let me deal with this bot real quick. And man. All right, bot's dealt with. So I got this, and so right now what's happening is it's showing itself in the replies. So I was going to get it to, if the post ID matched the first one, to not show it. So what I was trying to do is to see if there was an easy way to just put an if statement in here without like having to loop through the whole thing. But I think I've already kind of figured out what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to first see if I can... Yeah, I mean, I guess I could filter it in the controller, but I was just trying to... You know what? Actually, that might be a better option. To instead get... the thread replies, and then on my model, I said controller, I meant the model, but let's see. And actually, could potentially be null, I believe. No, it should be fine. Public function replies has many. Oh, wait, do I already have a replies? No, I'm just dumb. I was getting ahead of myself. Yeah, and it already kind of guessed what I wanted to do. We're not equal. Yeah, I've got it only costs like a couple bucks a month for the license to it for the plugin. So I've been using that. On my MacBook for work, I generally just use VS Code because our work IT has us really locked down. But on Windows, at least, VS Code just keeps shitting the bed. So especially when it comes to PHP and plugins and stuff. So I've been using PHP Storm. And the Laravel plugin works pretty well. It's where is it? In here. Yeah, this one. The Laravel idea. I mean, believe me, I've been there, and I'm still pretty poor now. But at least with the that license, I think it's only, I'm trying to remember, but I think it's only a couple bucks a month. So it ends up kind of, I do enough side projects that it ends up kind of being worth it. I don't really seem to know how to have hobbies that aren't more work. Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. So now the only other thing I got to get it to do, because it's not currently doing it now, is get it to not, or to get it to actually assign the post IDs, but that's not a big deal. That can go away. And then, let's see. As of right now, when it's storing, thread. Probably need to do so I work as a software developer during the day. So it's not the most high-paying job. It's certainly one of the more high-paying jobs I've worked in a long time. That should work, actually. I have it go ahead and do that. I don't have one for that, though. And then let's do, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I'll say this much, it seems to be really good, and I'm pretty sure that's part of their new, I think JetBrains is doing their own AI thing now. I suspect it's actually doing a lot of this, but it seems to be really context aware to what I'm trying to do, especially if what I'm doing is in the context of my project, and if I am repeating things, or like, basically modifying similar variables. It can kind of repeat the same function over and over again. Let's do a public function set first post. Make those the accessors for that. And then it didn't get that part right, but it definitely understood the general idea. We'll see if that actually works. So, but yeah, I am fairly new to Laravel. I'm not like extremely new. I've been fiddling with it for better part of a year now, but I've never really tried to build anything like completely from scratch. I've mostly worked on some existing projects. So, all right. So now let's see if this does what it's supposed to do. I'm just going to pick one of these at random. Okay, now if it did what it's supposed to do, it should have, and it did not. It did not do what it's supposed to do. Ooh, you are quite a bit ahead of me on the time zone then. Yeah, it's only like 9:30 here. I will be live again tomorrow. I usually start around 7 Eastern, so that would be about 2 hours ago your time, 2.5 hours ago your time. And then I stream on Friday. I don't normally stream on Wednesdays. I had to make up for having really bad audio yesterday. And then I stream on Fridays, and I'll be playing a game of some kind. I've just sort of started a schedule, so. But thanks for following. And if you see me doing something that seems weird for Laravel in future, Germany, well, I'm pretty sure you can tell I'm American. So, well, you have a good evening. Let's see here. It's pretty windy. Oh, I don't know exactly where you missed it, but I said you can probably tell I'm from America. But I was telling you to have a good evening. Let's see. Okay, so it's not setting those. You know what? I probably have to do thread. That's probably what I have to do. Is thread update. Hey, I think it worked. Did it work? Did I do this successfully? Let's see. Yes, it finally set something on its own. I'm just going to update these two manually because I don't really care. All right. So in that case, oh, functional. Barely functional, but functional. And that's the important part. Let's see. Composer. Oh, go away. I'm going to give Ambrosia a hard time when she comes back. It's going to be quite funny. Also, give her a hard time that we had someone in the chat and she missed it. Be quite funny. I will enjoy it greatly and find it very amusing. Okay, so I guess next on the list of sort of alterations to make to this guy would be the specific editor here. I think I already had included. What is this complaining about? Something in filament? Oh, something in this minified file, probably. Yeah, you know what? I don't care. Go away. You generate that on the regular, and it's regularly problematic. So I need I already have it in here. It might have been. Oh, you know, though, I could work on the mentions thing too. Package, I think. No? Those are dev dependencies. Really? Did I not go through the process of putting one of those in here yet? Or did I not decide on which one to use? Um, ah, that's not actually what I wanted to do. Um, do, do. Was it TinyMCE that I decided I was going to use? I was going to do that on the blog, but I don't know that I ever really figured out what I was going to do about the forums. Hmm. Oh, oh, it's awful, and I hate it. Let's see. Okay, that is still sending files, apparently. So I can't do anything with it at the moment. All right. I need. Man, you were just taking your sweet time, huh? Any chance that there is a artisan command for publishing those assets? I kind of suspect there is not. Did it actually publish something? It didn't give me an error. No. Hmm. Interesting. So it doesn't even have like a. I could. Mm, let's see, there shouldn't really be much to update, but let's see if it publishes that successfully during an update. That said file exists, and I just tried to do it in a directory. So that may not work. Doesn't seem like it's doing anything at the moment, but this also seems to take forever sometimes. So I may have to wait for a minute. It's doing something. Vendor past plugins. It might just be trying to it, oh, hello? Did you run the command ever? I don't even really think I'm using nested sort, so I don't really know what at least not presently. It's trying to send stuff to the server, so. Okay, well, I kind of need you to either run or don't, to be honest. Okay, it ran. I guess because the file doesn't exist. Yeah, I guess because the file doesn't exist, quote unquote, it didn't do anything with it. Okay, so if that's the case, we'll remove that guy for now. I can make a command. can handle it all. Um, so do a single command. That way, if I need to do this with anything else, I don't need like a million different ones. I've actually kind of already changed my mind on that front, so I may end up renaming it once it creates it. Man, Windows, at this point, I could create it faster the hard way. You're making this annoying, Windows. The heck did they put the class? Uh, weird. Let's do. Because at least this way I can decide what gets run and when. Okay, so we're going to need eliminate support facades file, yeah. And then do, yes, actually, that's exactly what I want to do. You're like reading my freaking mind here. Yes. It shouldn't need to return anything, so we can make that a void just to appease it. So then For publishing signing games. Yes, that's base path, node mod. No, it's actually not node modules, so you're not 100% right. You don't know everything. You sassiness. Um, source. Base path. It's actually vendor. Thank you very much. Because I used the PHP version. And destination, public path. And if file doesn't exist at source, source, you didn't put the thingy. And then return. Actually, would like you to do a command failure. moved drastically, so was that successful? It says it was. Yeah. Oh, gracious. Um, There should be a get ignore file somewhere around here that handles public. Probably this guy. Sweet. Let's see. It's about time to end things. I was kind of hoping, just for the sake of giving her a hard time, that Ambrosia would come back before I had to end things. I really wanted to give her a hard time. Wheel. If we have any lurkers still that I'm not seeing on the view counter here, I'm wrapping things up for tonight, but I stream again tomorrow. Tomorrow would normally have been a scheduled day, so there's nothing unusual about that. But I'll be streaming tomorrow. same start time roughly. Probably development. Again, that's what was scheduled. I might try to work on a different project, maybe something a little more interesting. And then Friday will be a game night. So, other than that, we're going to wrap things up.